Roscoe "Fatty" Arbuckle, a major silent-era comedy star, was involved in one of Hollywood's earliest scandals. In 1921, he was accused of raping and accidentally killing actress Virginia Rappe during a party. The case went to trial 3 times, the first 2 ended in hung juries, and he was acquitted in the third in 1922. Despite being legally cleared, the intense media coverage and public backlash destroyed his career. Arbuckle was blacklisted by the film industry, and most of his films were pulled from circulation. Though he never served jail time, the scandal permanently tarnished his image. Years later, he tried to return to acting, but he died in 1933 at the age of 46, shortly after a brief comeback. Lionel Atwell, a prominent 1930s horror film actor known for roles in Son of Frankenstein and Dr. X, faced legal trouble in 1942. He was caught up in a scandal involving lewd films allegedly shown at private Hollywood parties. When questioned under oath, Atwill lied to a grand jury, leading to a perjury charge. He pleaded guilty and was sentenced to 5 years of probation, avoiding jail time, but the damage to his reputation was severe. The scandal effectively ended his mainstream film career, with major studios distancing themselves from him. Though he continued to appear in smaller roles, his Hollywood standing never recovered. Atwill died in 1946, remembered as a talented actor whose career was derailed by legal controversy. Paul Kelly, a successful Broadway and film actor, was convicted of manslaughter in 1927 after a violent altercation led to the death of fellow actor Ray Raymond. The incident stemmed from a heated confrontation involving Kelly and Raymond's wife, actress Dorothy Mackay, with whom Kelly was reportedly having an affair. Raymond died from injuries sustained in the fight, and Kelly was sentenced to up to 10 years in prison. He ultimately served 25 months at San Quentin before being released on parole. The scandal shocked Hollywood, but surprisingly, Kelly managed to revive his acting career after his release. He returned to stage and screen, even winning a Tony Award later in life. He died in 1956, aged 57. Robert Mitchum, a leading actor of the 1940s and 50s known for his cool, tough guy roles in film noir, was arrested in 1948 for marijuana possession during a police raid in Los Angeles. The case shocked Hollywood, as Mitchum was at the height of his career. He pleaded no contest and was sentenced to 60 days, serving about 50 days between LA County Jail and a prison farm. Despite the scandal, Mitchum's career was barely affected. Studios used the incident to boost his bad boy image. In 1951, the conviction was overturned on procedural grounds. Mitchum went on to enjoy a long and successful career, becoming one of Hollywood's most enduring and respected stars. He died in 1997 at age 79. John Drew Barrymore, son of legendary actor John Barrymore and father of Drew Barrymore, had a promising start in the 1950s as a stage and film actor. However, his career was plagued by personal issues and legal troubles. In 1958, he was involved in a drunken public fight, and in 1959, he was arrested for a hit-and-run accident. As a result, he was sentenced to serve 3 weekends in jail, which marked the beginning of a long pattern of erratic behavior and repeated arrests, often related to alcohol and drugs. These incidents significantly damaged his professional reputation and led to numerous missed opportunities in Hollywood. Barrymore also became known for failing to show up for scheduled performances, including a notorious absence from Star Trek, which led to his suspension from the Screen Actors Guild. He died in 2004, aged 72, largely remembered for his troubled legacy rather than his talent. Tim Allen faced serious legal trouble. In 1978, he was arrested at Kalamazoo/Battle Creek International Airport in Michigan for drug trafficking, after being caught with over 650 grams of cocaine in his possession. Facing the possibility of life in prison, Allen chose to cooperate with authorities, providing the names of other dealers in exchange for a reduced sentence. He ultimately pleaded guilty and was sentenced to 3 to 7 years, serving about 28 months in federal prison before being paroled in 1981. The experience marked a turning point in his life. After his release, Allen worked his way back into entertainment through stand-up comedy, eventually landing his breakout role on television. His past became a part of his public persona, showing his transformation from convicted felon to beloved Hollywood star. He has remained out of legal trouble since. Mark Wahlberg had a troubled past. At just 16 years old, in 1988, Wahlberg was arrested for attacking two Vietnamese men in separate incidents on the same day in Boston. He used racial slurs and struck one man with a wooden stick, leaving him unconscious, and punched the other in the eye. Wahlberg was charged with attempted murder, but ultimately pleaded guilty to felony assault. He was sentenced to 2 years in prison, though he served only 45 days. The incident has followed him throughout his career, especially after he later sought a pardon, sparking public debate. Wahlberg has since expressed regret for his actions, citing the experience as a turning point in his life. He went on to reinvent himself, first as rapper Marky Mark, then as a successful actor and producer, distancing himself from his violent past. Wesley Snipes, best known for his role in the Blade trilogy, faced major legal trouble in the 2000s. In 2008, he was convicted on 3 misdemeanor counts of willfully failing to file federal income tax returns from 1999 to 2001, during which he earned millions. Though he was acquitted of more serious felony charges, the court sentenced him to 3 years in federal prison, the maximum penalty for the misdemeanors. Snipes began serving his sentence in December 2010 at the McKean Federal Correctional Institution in Pennsylvania and was released in April 2013, finishing the remainder of his sentence under house arrest. Despite the legal setback, Snipes has continued his acting career, appearing in films such as The Expendables 3 and Coming to America. He has since spoken publicly about the experience, maintaining that he was targeted unfairly and expressing interest in returning to high-profile Hollywood roles. Christian Slater, a popular film star of the late 1980s and 1990s, struggled with legal and substance abuse issues during the peak of his career. His first major legal trouble came in 1989, when he was arrested for driving under the influence, DUI, and served 10 days in county jail. In 1994, he was arrested again for trying to board a plane with a firearm in his luggage. His most serious incident occurred in 1997, when he was convicted of assaulting his girlfriend and a police officer while under the influence of alcohol and drugs. He was sentenced to 90 days in jail and 3 months in a residential rehab facility. After serving around 59 days, he was released early for good behavior. These legal troubles damaged his reputation and affected his career opportunities. However, in later years, Slater turned his life around, becoming sober and rebuilding his career with roles in TV shows like Mr. Robot, for which he won a Golden Globe. He has since spoken openly about his past mistakes and credited therapy and sobriety with helping him regain stability in both his personal and professional life.